Imagine a city where it is always raining. A gray, industrial metropolis where the sun is hidden behind thick clouds of smog. In this city, everyone is running. They look at their watches constantly. They run to work, they run to the store, they run home. They are obsessed with saving time. Yet, despite their rush, no one seems to be truly alive. They are like clockwork dolls, repeating the same movements day after day. Among them lives a man named Arthur. Arthur is a collector of somedays. He has a dream of writing a book, but he says, "I will start someday when I have more time." He wants to travel, but he says, "I will go someday when I have more money." He wants to tell a woman he loves her, but he says, "I will tell her someday when the moment is perfect." Arthur is waiting for a life that hasn't begun. One evening, while rushing home through the rain, Arthur takes a wrong turn down a narrow, foggy alley he has never seen before. The noise of the city fades away. At the end of the alley stands a small, crooked shop with a sign that simply says, "Repairs." The window is filled with thousands of ticking clocks. Driven by a strange curiosity, Arthur pushes the door open. The inside of the shop is vast, much larger than it appeared from the outside. The air smells of old wood and metal. The walls are lined with millions of hourglasses. But these are not normal hourglasses. In some, the sand flows up. In others, the sand is frozen. In some, the sand is black. In others, it is glowing gold. Behind the counter stands an old man with eyes like polished gears. He is the clockmaker. He doesn't ask Arthur what he wants. He simply points to a dusty shelf in the corner. "You are looking for your time, aren't you?" he asks. "Most people who come here have lost it." Arthur is confused. "I haven't lost my time," he says defensively. "I am saving it. I am waiting for the right moment." The clockmaker laughs, a dry, rattling sound. He walks over to the shelf and picks up a specific hourglass. It has Arthur's name carved on the base. Arthur looks closer and gasps. The sand in his hourglass is not moving. It has turned into a solid, gray stone. It is stuck in the top bulb. Nothing is flowing into the bottom. "You see," says the clockmaker, "you think you are saving time by not using it. But time is not money, Arthur. Time is a river. If you stop the flow, the water becomes stagnant. It rots. Your time has turned to stone because you never spend it. Look around you." The clockmaker gestures to the rows of black, frozen hourglasses. These belong to the people who waited for someday. They waited for the perfect conditions. They waited for the fear to go away. They waited until they were ready. But the truth is, you are never ready. You are only alive. The clockmaker then shows Arthur a different hourglass. In this one, the sand is bright gold and flows rapidly, like a waterfall. "This belongs to a man who failed 10 times, the clockmaker says. "He lost his money, he was heartbroken, he made mistakes. But look at the sand. It is pure gold, because he used his time. He transmuted his pain into experience. He didn't save his life, he spent it." Arthur feels a cold sweat on his forehead. He realizes the tragedy of his existence. He has been protecting himself from failure, rejection, and pain, but in doing so, he has protected himself from life. He looks at his gray, petrified hourglass. "Is it too late?" he whispers. "Is my time dead?" The clockmaker places a heavy iron hammer on the counter. The sand cannot flow on its own anymore. It has hardened from years of procrastination. There is only one way to start it again. You must break the glass. "Break it?" Arthur asks, terrified. "But if I break it, I won't have any protection. The sand will spill. I will be vulnerable." "Exactly," replies the clockmaker. "Life only begins when you break the illusion of safety. You must shatter the container you built around yourself." Arthur picks up the hammer. His hands are shaking. He thinks of the book he never wrote. He thinks of the trips he never took. He thinks of the words he never said. The weight of his regrets is heavier than the hammer. He realizes that the pain of regret is far worse than the fear of failure. He raises the hammer. With a scream of release, Arthur brings the hammer down. Crash! The glass shatters into a million pieces. But instead of spilling on the floor, the gray stone explodes into a cloud of brilliant, swirling golden dust. The dust doesn't fall. It swirls around Arthur, entering his lungs, his blood, his soul. He feels a rush of energy, heat, and terrifying freedom. The shop dissolves. The clockmaker vanishes. Arthur wakes up standing in the rain in the middle of the gray city. But the city doesn't look gray anymore. The streetlights reflect in the puddles like diamonds. The noise of the traffic sounds like a symphony of movement. He looks at his watch. The hands are moving. Arthur does not run home. He stands still and breathes. He takes out his phone and makes the call he has been afraid to make for 3 years. His voice shakes, but he speaks. He buys the ticket to the place he always wanted to see. He opens his notebook and writes the first sentence of his book. It is a terrible sentence, imperfect and clumsy, but it is real. He realizes that someday is a disease. There is no such day in the calendar. There is only Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and now. The perfect moment is a myth invented by cowards to justify their inaction. The only perfect moment is the one you seize with dirty, trembling hands. Listen to the ticking of the clock. Do not hear it as a countdown to death. Hear it as a heartbeat. Tick-tock. It is asking you a question. What will you create? Tick-tock. Who will you love? Tick-tock. When will you begin? Do not be like the stone hourglass. Do not hoard your seconds until they turn to dust. Spend them. Waste them on mistakes if you have to, but do not let them stagnate. Scars heal, money returns, but time only moves in one direction. Take the hammer. Smash the glass of your excuses. The world is waiting for you, not in the future, but right here, right now. This is your time. This is your most important step.